Wait, can I say fuck? Oh no. Oh shit, I already ruined it. Oh fuck!
On
You
my
had all the
channel,
like the censors on
on
like
my
from the show,
Christian,
like
on
every
my
time I say
Christian
shit.
Dino channel,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all the Christian dinosaurs.
all none of them.
All two. No, there's more than that. At least two. I'm one of them. God bless. I'm literally a T-Rex, like IRL. Like you don't know that, but like that's literally me.
Actually, what's crazy is I haven't even like I've downloaded like your image and everything, but I
Mhm.
actually I haven't even looked at it yet. So, welcome to the Dino Cinema. This is like a follow-up. Call this an epilogue. The last stream I did, where I'd like psychoanalyzed people based on their digital circus RDR lab test result thing,
Mhm.
and yeah, Poe sent me, Robopo here sent me hers, and I thought that'd be fun to like do a little interview, because last night the last stream went really well. It was my first Fandom Friday stream, and I got deep conversations with some of them.
Nice.
So I thought it'd be a good opportunity not only to do it with you as well, but to we'll do it at all, because we haven't really done like a one-on-one thing yet. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna get
I'm glad to be here.
I'm gonna activate Big Brain Poe. I hope you're ready.
Oh God,
We're gonna
not
get
big
into some.
brain Poe.
We're gonna get into media literacy today.
Oh God. All right, I'm ready.
Also, I
I'm
ended
ready.
up finding out a lot about because I'll be honest, everyone that came in call were my friends. It was open to chat, but I just don't have that reach yet.
Mhm.
But it was good, you know. I guess it's a nice way to ease me into this sort of thing. But yeah,
Mhm.
no, I ended up
Mhm.
actually finding out a lot more about them than I thought. I thought maybe like through my analysis they would find out things about them through my analysis, but actually I started learning things about them like through this silly little chart.
Mhm.
So we'll see
Oh yeah, it's fun.
who knows what dark secrets we're gonna find out about Robopo today.
Yeah, let's see if the Jack side will reveal any of that dark
Yeah,
secret because, like,
65%. I think you're out of everyone I've talked to so far, and I said this was gonna happen. It was either gonna be you or Floppies. You're the highest Jax percentage
Floppies
so
is so
far.
Jax.
No, what's crazy? He was actually really low on Jax.
What?
And it's because
Bro, this wheel's weighted.
no, it's because Floppies the Floppies that we know is a persona. Like he's masking, and I made a parallel between him and Gangle. He's actually very Gangle coded. You might
That's
not notice.
awesome.
You might not think it at first glance, but once you get to know Floppies, you realize he's putting on a show. I don't remember. Let me see what his Kane percentage was. Let's see. His Kane percentage was actually quite low. But
yeah,
so,
no, like
so
that does make sense.
He took this test as Floppy's the person, not Floppy's the persona.
Yeah,
So
not Floppy's
like,
the concept, yeah.
Yeah, not Floppy's the idea. Yeah, because his Gangle was 95%, 100% Ragatha, 40% Zooble, 45% Kane, 85% Kinger, 70% Pomni, and 15% Jax. Now,
it does make sense. It does.
Had this been Floppy's the persona taking this test, this might have looked quite different.
100% Jax, 0% everyone.
Yeah, and you know, hey, you were there for Floppies After Dark, like you know, like he's This makes no sense to people watching the video, but he's just a little guy, you know. It's like you said when you watched my short, like, you know, Gangle types, they're like fragile little creatures, and that's what Floppies is. But Floppies has a passion for wanting to entertain people and make people happy through like creating the sort of content that he likes to watch, and maybe sometimes that means stepping outside of his own comfort zone. So he's putting in a lot of work. Like he said, like to him, it's like going to work, but like a job that he enjoys. So yeah, he's my hero, honestly. Academia.
Aww, yeah, he is Deku. That's true. That's awesome.
Yeah, he literally is Deku. He's goated.
You have to put a clip of him doing the Deku voice.
Watch out! I'll get him! Detroit, smash! Detroit, smash! I'll save you!
Smashes me!
I'll save you! I'll save you, Twee! I got you!
No, you don't!
Now stay with me!
No!
Wait, no! He's taking you away from me!
Where are you taking me?
I saved you from overhaul! Oh my god! That was beautiful.
Detroit smash.
Smash. So good. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, like Jax and Gangle also have already like parallels for each other, and that's probably why Jax picks on her a lot. So yeah, it
Yeah,
adds up. It adds
Jax.
up.
I'm stealing this from a YouTube thumbnail that I saw. Jax is trying to make Gangle another him or her, I guess. Isn't she lovely?
Oh god, she is very lovely, but at what cost?
So on that note, okay, so for the people who have analyzed so far, who have had some Jax traits, actually, I kind of stole this mindset from you inadvertently, because Sin told me that you've described him as like Jax if Jax was chill. So
yeah, that makes sense.
I pick up on a lot of that from you as well. Also, holy slay, 80% Zooble.
Yeah, I'm serving.
Yeah, you do. You're serving it up on a full scale platter. I couldn't think of the actual phrase.
No, I get it.
We're making words up
I'm
today.
picking up what you're I'm picking up what you're putting down. I see it. Yeah.
No, but that does. I don't know. I'm so fixated on the Jax one, but that's not even your highest one.
No, I mean, yeah, I understand.
It is technically
right
second highest though.
Yeah.
With
Gangle.
Yeah, yeah, half and half with Gangle is crazy. Yeah, there's something to unpack there for sure.
I feel like I'm on like the therapist chair right now. And
I
it's
was
like,
gonna
tell me
say
why.
these clips that I've been posting. Someone commented, they were like, "Have you been a therapist before?"
Oh my god.
I know. I don't know. I just like talking about this stuff.
No, yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense.
There's a lot to unpack there. I could like feel your recoil. Like, get away from me.
I mean, yeah, like ignoring the rabbit in the room, right? Like, for Pomni and Zubul, like I could tell you, like right now, like I related to Pomni a lot, like during the episode in the bar where she was explaining like her life was pretty typical, like pretty normal, but she was hella bored, right? Like she was hella bored with it. Like she kind of has like this longing for adventure, and that's kind of like part of the tragedy of being forced into the circus, right? It's like endless adventure, but in a way that strips you of your autonomy and things like that. But you know, I'm like but I'm not in the digital circus. Yeah, yeah. That's me. That's me.
You
I'm like literally like yeah.
You lost your autonomy when you started playing Sonic Racing Crossroads.
No, yeah, it makes sense. It adds up. It adds up. But yeah, no, I can relate to that aspect of her.
Okay, so, well, I was say don't do too much explaining for me. You know, this is got to be on me.
No, yeah,
I'm gonna be the one.
Go ahead.
But no, that makes sense. At least I found the Crossworlds parallel there. That's really funny. Like Crossworlds is like your digital hell. Interesting that Kane isn't higher, because your content is quite well, I don't know. I mean, like your content's performative, but you're not out here like doing anything too crazy. Like your streams can be kind of high energy, but it is like an overall like chill atmosphere. It's not like your streams aren't like your like the stuff you do isn't like it's not like a massive spectacle. Yeah, there's 35% Kane, so there's a little bit about there, but I think the chillness outweighs the like the craziness, like the super craziness. However, you're also half and half with Jax, so it's not to say you're not outgoing and you're not one to, because we saw Jax, like, spoilers for episode 9 by the way, viewers. We saw Jax, like, when he was hanging out with Kaufmo and Ribbit, like, they were laughing and, like, having a lot of fun. Like, it wasn't like when Gangle and Zubul hang out and they're just, like, you know, these, like, little, like doomed, like, you know, like, just doomed Yuri, like, just, like, you know, they're just, like, holding hands in a dark corner, like, you know, whispering to each other, like, you know, Jax, Ribbit, and Kaufmo, like, they're laughing out loud and, like, they're like, you know, they're
yeah, it's like a laid back friend group. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. It's yeah. So you enjoy like the laid back vibes, but you also are not like completely Gangle coded to where it's like you're just like a quiet little bean, you know. you've got a balance between the two. You're pretty vibe fluid, I would say. Like most of the time when you like join our like little like VC calls, like it does get pretty silly, but I feel like if you came into an atmosphere where like you're good at reading the room, like I said, I think I said vibe fluid a second ago, and
it's pretty good. You've got a patent that one. That one's good.
vibe
like
fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Y'all heard
think
of gender fluid? It's vibe fluid now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your chat thinks you're androgynous, so I mean, it checks out.
Good. Good.
Which I mean, with the Zooble 80%, hey, you know, maybe there's something to be said there.
I mean, shit. I mean, you know, clocked, I guess. Damn, by a random internet quiz. Let's go.
And that's what's interesting. These quizzes, I mean, you know, it's just like something silly to take it that seriously, but it does get you thinking, you know. And I think sometimes, like when something like this or another person like makes an estimation about you at first, you might be like, I'm not sure about that. But sometimes outside sources pick up on things about you that maybe like you weren't willing to admit about yourself. It's something I noticed from some of the other tests. It's something I noticed with mine, like with my 90% Zooble. I was thinking like I'd be higher on the Ragatha scale, but well, you saw in the video how I explained that. Yeah, I wish. I want to be high on Ragatha scale.
Hey, you're Pomni, so that works.
Really, true. Yeah. I guess like Pomni, it does make sense for me to be more like Pomni than Ragatha, because although I want to be with Ragatha, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm Ragatha.
Exactly.
I'm more like Pomni. Like, yeah, I'm more like Pomni in that regard. Why are we talking about me?
You know,
stop deflecting. I'm trying to make you cry.
I'm turning this around on you. I'm telling you, the Jack side of this is turning this around on you.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, I'm honestly surprised. That is part of why I'm surprised you're not higher on the Cain scale. But I mean, because of like your chaotic half, you know, the two wolves that live inside you. But hey, wolves. Hey, I mean, hey, Jax, you know, he makes up for that. He's got that chaotic energy. And you know, we've seen Pomni, like you're pretty high in the Pomni scale. Like Pomni's not afraid to get a little freaky with it.
Yeah, she busts it down once or twice. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So like, you know, her trying to connect with Jax, like, you know, she was like, you know what, I'm gonna tap into I'm gonna get a little crazy with it, and and we've seen from you, anybody that knows you, yeah, you're a little weird sometimes.
A little weird. Yeah, you know, I'll take it.
But hey, but that's why we fuck with you.
Yeah, thank God. Awesome.
But I'm also seeing like, so this part is a little bit of Kinger, but Zooble has this aspect too of like wanting to. I haven't seen this firsthand, but it's something that I wouldn't be surprised if it's an aspect of you. Is the willingness to like level with people, and try to be like, try to be like the. Okay, I know I must have some kind of wisdom I can impart onto this person.
Yes.
Which is, I think makes more sense that you're higher with Zooble than with Kinger, because Kinger is you know, he's more than likely the oldest one out of all of them, and he does have the most wisdom. And
yeah,
I'm specifically talking about Kinger, like when he's sane in the dark.
Yeah, of course.
Like I think his the wisdom he imparts comes much more naturally to him just due to his experience, whereas Zooble also has wisdom to impart onto people, but I think also Zooble, they're still in the process of trying to figure a lot of things out, and their way of trying to figure those things out is by sort of like connecting with other people and like helping them figure their problems out, because in the midst of that process, they're also figuring out like their own struggles. Whether or not that has anything to do with you, I don't know, but
no, yeah, like I would say that Kinger and Zooble have an earnesty to them, right? So it's like, and that's a big part of like, you know, in the show, like Jax and Zooble kind of butt heads because Jax is clearly very jealous of this like openly trans person that is like able to express these insecurities about themselves, right? But Zubul keeps it level, like even in like the bar scene, you know, Jax keeps trying to poke fun at them, and Zubul is just like, you know, just kind of matching Jax toe for toe there, you know, like seeing through the bullshit. Kind of low key clocked Jax like pretty quickly after that.
I'm not gonna get into details, but I did find out recently that like you pick up on bullshit quick when it's happening to you.
Yes. Yeah, no, like when I engage with people, like you know, I mean, I was talking with Sid about the like Sin has made some jokes here and there about this too, but like I get emotionally uncomfortable, I guess, a lot of the time, right? So it's like, you know, that's the side of me that's like, I would say I relate to Jax about, right? Like I have like humor that I use to deflect this kind of stuff. But if it's not like about me and it's like me engaging with other people, like, yeah, I relate to the way that Zupal goes about it a lot. And Kinger, but yeah, like I could see it. Like I try to engage with people as earnestly as I can. So yeah, what you said makes sense.
What I love looking at I don't like looking at the AI art, but people in the video won't see it. But what I like having the visual here because it helps me because I'm a very visual like learner. It's really interesting seeing like the 65% Jax, 80% Zubul, and then after hearing what you just said, I feel like by nature you are earnest and you do try to make that effort to be earnest, but yeah, there is I don't usually pry the negative parts out of people in these like you know, in these analyses, but you opened the can of worms, so I'll just say what you said. Is that yeah, you do have times where you're just like not always emotionally comfortable, so you use comedy to cope and deflect. Yeah, I mean it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back on the quiz's questions too, because like when it had questions like, "Oh, you use humor to deflect," I was like, "This is a Jax question," but I relate, so you know, like, like I have to be honest, right? Like I could be honest on a little quiz, and like I know that part about myself, so like I'm pretty open in saying it. But it's like, you know, if you ask me to be like when people butter me up, I'm like, oh, stop. Like I'm like that, right? I like to hype other people up, you know?
Yeah, you're a lot like Sin in that regard, where it's like you're I mean that's a lot of people, honestly. Like even the most earnest of us, like we have a hard time like accepting compliments. Yeah. And a lot of that comes from just, you know, insecurities and like for me, when I receive a compliment, I've gained a lot of self-worth and self-love in myself these last few years. However, I think a lot of people can relate to this. There's a fear of being not being humble enough, and I think that's why a lot of us deflect when we receive compliments and love, is because we feel like if we're too receptive of it, then we'll become like egotistical and like narcissistic.
Yeah.
So yeah, that might influence a lot of your like 65% of Jax. Is it just comes from a good place. It comes from a place of like you want to be humble, and you don't want to get too caught in the weeds of being not humble.
Yeah. Like it, yeah, like, you know, I think I'm older than you, right? Like I'm like 27, you know. I've had enough life experience
about
at this
the
point.
same about to say about the same age.
Oh, really? Oh my god.
I was born in May.
Are you older than me?
Am I older than you? Oh, I thought you were older
Slay!
than me.
Oh my god.
I know you're
now
taller
everyone can
than
stop
me.
calling me Unk. Oh my god.
No! Oh, I'm not posting this video, because then you're gonna be like, go in his comments and call him Unk.
Oh my god, yes! Okay, slay. Well then, yeah, then you might be able to relate to this too, but there's like, it's like, it's a kind of like a balancing act between, you know, like kind of being humble, but also like just knowing what you're good at and then knowing what you're not good at, like just kind of taking it matter of factly, right? And I think that's what's cool about Zubul too, is like Zubul knows the like the body dysmorphia that is like making them not feel like their true self, like they hate that body and they're trying to deal with it day by day. But they're still pretty, like, again, like they're still pretty earnest, and they keep it real. Like they're like, yeah, I could do this, you could do that, like you're capable of this. Like that's what's so cool about Zubul. Like Zubul is confidence while being like realistically confident, like still a person, like with reasonable like internal kind of issues like that. And yeah, like that's why Jax is a really good foil to them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I did it say in that short that you watched, I forgot if I put that part in there where I said like how I relate to Zubul with my sense of self, or is that not in there?
I did watch the whole thing. I don't remember.
Okay,
that?
well, I'll recap the video
yeah,
anyway. Yeah, because I've got 90% Zubul, and I didn't realize, because at first I took some of the character traits a little too literally, like, Kinger, like he can only focus in the dark, but then that evolved into like, oh wait, I relate to that because that's sort of like how I need to isolate to like recollect my sense of self. And on that note of sense of self is I don't have body dysmorphia per se, but I do have a sort of fragile. Like I said, I've gotten better with like how I view myself, like my own perception of myself. But my place, my place, my place with myself is pretty sound. But my place in the universe and my place like among other people is not the strongest.
That's Zubul.
Like, yeah, so that's where I relate to Zubul. And I think really an aspect of well, I'm looking at yours, but I should be looking at mine when I say this, because I've got 70% Ragatha. Like Ragatha, Pomni, I guess a little bit of Zubul as well. They, of course, like they just want to help people out because they care about people. But I think it also comes from a place of like, whether they're doing this consciously or not, they're trying to fill the voids in their hearts and trying to get over their own insecurities by trying to form those connections. So it's with someone like Ragatha in particular, outwardly she would tell you she's selfless, but inwardly it's actually a lot of her motivation for doing what she does to try to help people it's actually I think is leaning more towards like majorly being selfish. Because she's just she's not she doesn't have a lot of emotional awareness in regards to her own problems. And like a lot of what she does is motivated by just her own fears. And that's why she does what she does. But that isn't to say like she doesn't care about people. She cares deeply about people, but she cares so deeply that she doesn't put aside a lot of that time and love to herself, which is very important.
Yeah, she does have like like the show is so cool because it's like, for the characters that have been trapped in there for a while, it's like they have different coping mechanisms, right? And hers is kind of a toxic positivity that, that's why her and Pomni in the beginning of the show weren't really seeing eye to eye, because Pomni felt like she was being belittled and that Ragatha wasn't being honest. So then when Pomni sees like a glimpse of honesty within Jax, like she finds that interesting. So that's why like in episode was it 5? It was 5 when they like had the bar scene in the softball, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like she like they have like Pomni feels like she's kind of stuck in between like Jax and Ragatha, but she sees like a bit more of an earnesty to Jax there, because Ragatha too like puts up a shield, like an emotional barrier of like that toxic positivity, but we see it kind of break down in episode 5, and it's really good. it's just really good.
Something I came to a conclusion to last night, I hadn't really thought about before, is I think Pomni's the main character. The theme of abstracting being such a prominent theme is interesting, because I think a huge fear of Pomni, unlike some of the other characters whose biggest fears are losing themselves, I think Pomni's biggest fear is losing other people, like seeing other people, even if they're people she doesn't really know that well.
Yeah.
Like seeing other people lose themselves, and I think that's why abstracting is such a huge theme. And so I feel like that's maybe why she, at least at one point, she gravitates towards Jax more, because maybe she feels like Jax is, she sees right through Jax, basically.
Yeah.
And Ragatha, I think, is maybe Ragatha's so overbearing that like it kind of makes Pomni a little uncomfortable. And
yeah, and then that's what makes the gun episode so good, right? Is because like when Pomni tries to get close to Jax, Jax inevitably pushes her away, and then Pomni realizes through like that whole argument that they had, like, oh, like remember, like she says something like don't haven't you ever thought about like this is the reason people abstract in the first place? Like she realizes like her attitude, kind of like keeping Ragatha at arm's length would ultimately hurt Ragatha, and that's why like after that episode they're able to hang out and kind of rekindle that. It's really good.
Oh, I hadn't considered that. I need to rewatch the whole series now that it's all out. That's a parallel to Ribbit and Jax, because Jax didn't have that foresight, whereas Pomni did with Ragatha. I don't know if Ragatha would have abstracted because of Pomni. Maybe she would have. I don't know, but I think Pomni definitely recognized that that was a bad situation.
It's like that's like such a huge theme in the show, I think, because it's like it's, you know, the main one is finding peace in the mundane, right, of life, and then the other one I think would be like when you're in a messed up situation, it's trying to build community. So by pushing people away the way that like Jax does, it's like Jax is the antithesis of the main theme. So everything Jax does is like showing you why not doing the main theme is bad, right? So it's like it's really interesting how Pomni kind of clocks that and is able to adapt, basically. But we're not even talking about either of us. We're talking about the show. Sorry.
No, this is how the other interviews went. It was kind of like a back and forth between like I talk about myself, we talk about you, we talk about the show. Like this is good. This is what I wanted.
Okay,
no, yeah, I think it's really because I mentioned how Pomni's biggest fear is like, you know, other people losing themselves or her losing them. Pomni's, I feel like Pomni's fear is, I think it was sort of the catalyst that set the, I mean, it's the reason the show starts when Pomni appears, because she was the catalyst that started setting things in motion for things to change around there, because everyone else was kind of just like spiraling in their own ways.
She came in seeing them all at kind of at their worst.
And
so that's why she was so hesitant, and that's why she like, you know, was able to connect with Gummy Goo.
Yeah, and it was that fear of losing them that motivated her to want to make sure like nobody else loses themselves, because it's important too. Pretty much as soon as she joins, she sees someone abstract, and she didn't even see Kaufman before that. All she saw was the abstraction. So to her, like, the idea of losing someone, I feel like her I'm about to pop off here. Woo! Her first exposure to an abstraction is someone she never knew at all. Like, didn't even see what they looked like before then. So to her, an abstraction is just a pure monster, and I think that like terrified her. Of course, like, yeah, at first, like, I think she was mostly fearing for herself, because, like, right at the very start, she didn't know anybody, but I think it didn't take long for her to start feeling like, oh, these are people. I don't want to see these people become that, you know?
Yeah, I think she really starts to get that, like, after her fight with Jax in episode 6, I think is the good one. Yeah. No, I could totally see that. Especially because, like, you know, like, again, like, these are all characters being put in a situation where their identities are taken from them, so their names, right? They're being put in these bodies that are a reflection of a deep insecurity, and also, like, no autonomy. Like, they can't leave. They can't really do what they want. They're kind of at the whim of Kane, you know? So, like, Yeah, I could totally see that being a fear Pomni has because it's already such a messed up situation, and it would serve like the theme, right, of wanting to build community. Because when you lose people, then you lose all you have, you know, like that, because that is all they have, right? Is like each other,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really good. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. And hey, let's not ignore the fact we've been talking a lot about Pomni. You're 80% Pomni. I think because we touched on like the theme of Zubal's, like maybe you have a certain. I'm not gonna try to pry it out of you like anything specific unless you bring it up, but a sort of you have an insecurity about like something about yourself, which you know with Zubal it's the body dysmorphia. With me, it's just like my place in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like you cope with that through your connections with people. So similar to that, I feel like maybe uh, you're very like Pomni. You're very, I think, you're the sort of person who can like see people's situations with your outside perspective, and
Mm-hmm.
like you're really good. This is also a Zupal trait, but you're really good at like just seeing through people. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you wanna try to do your best to because I think this Pomni does this too, or tries to. You want to live by example and like live your best life, and maybe if you're not always, because just judging from what I know from you and the what I'm seeing on the chart, maybe you're not always the most confrontational person. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you your way of trying to make an impact on people is by just being yourself. I'm not saying you don't ever confront people, but I think your default uh response to that is just trying to live by example.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's fairly true. Like, yeah, when it comes to like, I guess any kind of confrontation, it would just really depend on what is happening, right? Because sometimes people are just annoying, and that's not a crime, So I'm not gonna
Mhm.
tell them that, But like for like deeper issues, like I try to bring it up and have a conversation about it
Mhm.
for sure.
Very
But
Zubal, very
yeah,
Pomni.
no, yeah, and I could totally see uh yeah, like I could relate to Pomni like that too, like because for me, like the one of the reasons I like this show and that theme of like finding connection in a hard situation is because it's just so applicable to like real life, like so many things try to keep people apart, and so many things try to like make you make a villain out of other people when
Mhm.
like we're all people, and we can find ways to connect
Yeah,
in
like
our shared experience. Like, we don't have
you're
to be the exact same people in order to share that experience.
yeah, you're not the kind of person to respond to a shitty situation. And maybe this is because maybe you used to not be like this and you learned over time. Um you're not the kind of person to respond to someone's shitty behavior and uh just return that back to them. You're the kind of person to like again, just try to live by example, but be like, "All right, that was kind of ass of you to do, but I'm not mad."
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I mean that's such Zubal behavior though. It's just like, all right, like maybe you'll flip a finger, but you're not gonna stick around in a shitty situation. You're gonna not in like a coward way, but it's just like you don't linger in situations where it's like this is like pointless. This is dumb. Very
Mhm.
very Zubal behavior.
Mhm. Hashtag very Zubal behavior. Yeah. No, I can see
Yeah.
it.
Now we haven't talked too much about your gangle percentage. That's not low.
Yeah. No,
That's not
it's
low.
just Jax is such a rabbit in the room. Like, it's hard not to notice her. So yeah. Hi, Gangle.
Yeah. Hey gangle.
Hey, Gangle. I'm gonna shove you out of the way while I climb up this escalator.
Uh
I love Gangle, actually. Her episode 4 is my favorite, by the way. Love it.
okay,
Yeah,
so
that was
episode
the McDonald's.
Oh yes. So I think my favorite is episode 5, but episode 4 is really good.
That makes sense.
Fork Fountain Kitchen, Digital Circus episodes are good. Um I haven't seen the fourth one in a while. Well, that's not true. I watched it with Aya recently. Um okay, so I need to glean gangle traits out of you. Um
Mm-hmm. Lay it on me.
Well, I mean, I think we talked about a little bit of masking, some of the masking that you do with Jax. I mean, that's a very literal trait of Gangle. And I kind of made that parallel with Floppy's, the way he's, okay, what we need to figure out is if you're an extrovert, which I don't think you are, an ambivert, or an introvert. You're either, you could be an ambivert, or you could be an introvert like Floppy's, who masks, who kind of, you put yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit in order to accomplish certain things, such as reaching people or, you know, making the content that you want to make, making the impact on the world that you want to make. Now, don't tell me which one you are. I'm going to see if I can try to gleam. Now,
All right, go ahead.
The ones that have been ambiverts so far have had much higher Ragatha percentages than you've had. So, I'm going to wager a guess. And also, you're a Sonic fan, so you're definitely not an extrovert. I'm gonna just say that. You're autistic as shit. Even if undiagnosed, we're pretty sure.
You know, there was that one YouTube video of I think it's called like Sonic and Autism or something. When that dropped, I had like actually like I think 11 of my friends DM me to me separately, and I was like, how fucking dare you?
Well, hey, that gives credence to what I just said then. Yeah, I think I saw that video. So yeah, I don't think you're an extrovert. I would definitely lean towards. I would lean toward again because your Ragatha percentage is so low. I wouldn't say you're an ambivert either, because I feel like Ragatha could be either an extrovert or ambivert. But the reason I say that is because like Sin and some of the others who had higher Ragatha traits or percentage, like Sin in particular is an ambivert. So I think you're more similar to Floppy's, and you're an introvert that masks. Thoughts?
Yeah, no, that you got me. You got me. You nailed it.
Nailed you like a 2x4.
Yeah, you did it. You know, it's it is the thing. I can relate to that aspect of Gangle, especially in episode 4, because she puts on that mask of it's not a happy mask. I forgot what they called it, but it's the one, you know, it's the one that she puts on when she's the boss at work, you know, and it completely drains her.
I think the usual one is called a comedy mask.
Yeah, that's her comedy mask. I don't know what that mask.
I don't remember.
I think it's a happy mask. I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, the one, you know, the one with like the little swirl and the star on it, and she looks all. I'm gonna send you the best GIF ever. Hold on.
I wouldn't ever want to see Poe in that state.
Like this is literally me. Like,
I'll put it on screen. Yeah, I wouldn't want to see Poe in like fast food manager state. That would be.
If you have time for leaning, you have time for cleaning. Like that's me.
Yeah. You're fun when you're you, but if you were like put in that sort of, if you were wearing that mask, you would be insufferable. But that's anybody, to be fair.
I mean, like, it kind of reminded me of, like, in college, so, like, you know, I went to college for game design, and, a lot of the people, like, I was usually the one who ended up having to be, like, in the leadership positions. So, I wouldn't act like that, because it was, you know, it's a job that we liked.
But you feel like you can relate to Gangle's sort of, like, outwardly, like, you know, trying to keep it together, trying to keep the group together type thing, but inwardly like you're suffering.
Yeah, because like a lot of like when you're in a leadership position like that, like people just don't respect you, like unfortunately, like it is what it is, right? But and people try to get off of track, and they do things that just don't really make sense. So it's like, yeah, like for her, you know, in that spot, like in fast food, like that's also just a job that she despises. She doesn't get paid enough for it, right? Like it, you know, like I think like that part of the reason that episode's my favorite is like it's so relatable to like so many different things. But yeah, no, I definitely put on like a front when I have to.
Gotcha. Hey, I mean, yeah, that's where the 65% Gangle comes in. That's part of it, though. Because Gangle is
Mhm.
also an artist, and you're an artist.
Mhm.
We need to talk about that. Oh, okay. So one thing I've talked about with the other people, and I think I know where I'm going to go with this with you, seeing these percentages and again knowing you. So because of the okay, yeah, you're a lot like Floppies in this scenario where some people might clock you as like an ambivert or extrovert at first, but now we've come like okay, you're a masking introvert. But you do that in order to accomplish. You're like, I think similar to Floppies, you want to make the kind of content that you wish to see more of.
Yes.
And sometimes that again that does mean coming out of your comfort zone a little bit, maybe masking a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's worth it for you because it's fun and it does give you deep fulfillment to do.
Mhm.
So yeah, so in regards to like the whether you're more of a Kane creative where it's like all in on like spectacle, or if you're more, or if you're the kind of person who like by nature you're like Gangle, who is like you want to make a thing, but you prefer personally to share it with like a small amount of people or even like a one-on-one interaction, because
Mhm.
that gives you deep meaning. But again, with the masking thing, you're willing to step outside of that to maybe do more um, Kane type stuff, like more
Mhm.
showy Kane type stuff. Even if you personality wise don't have much in common with him, um, I think I think you're well, yeah, I mean, I said it, like you're just willing to step outside of your comfort zone in order to again achieve what you want.
Mhm. Yeah, the like Gangle with her art, I think it's like it's so sad because like we see her at such a mental low point in the show.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of, I guess, reminds me more of myself when I was younger, like a teenager, because when I was a teen, I was posting on DeviantArt, just like my cringe little like Sanic the Hedgehog
Mm-hmm.
pictures and like other things like that. And it would just be like whatever I wanted and like, like that kind of freedom of expression. But at the time, like when you're a teenager, you have to like choose a career and like what you want to get into and things like that. And it's very daunting. It's very like, oh god, like but I want to make art. I want to make
Mm-hmm.
this thing. I want to be creative, right? But like, everyone always tells you like the starving artist though, like you're not going to be able to make a career out of it and blah blah blah. Um and yeah, like I think like for her, like I speculated that like okay, like she couldn't get into college or like she just couldn't afford college, so she has to do this
Mm-hmm.
job and it's like slowly killing her like on the inside because it's very hard for creatives to find that kind of support for their stuff, and they need like they need to try to get a degree to get their best foot forward and blah blah blah. um and like she represents like such a large portion of artists, I think, like just people who are so drained, and maybe also like neurodivergent people as well, like this kind of like
Mm-hmm.
just having to put on a mask and perform at work but then feeling absolutely dead inside like as soon as you
Mm-hmm.
clock out, and it's like it's taking the life out of you, and then in turn it's taking all this creativity out of you and your drive. um and yeah, and like yeah, I can definitely relate to that. The neurodivergent part of it especially, because it's like, it is quite exhausting to mask all the time. Like you kind of feel like a different person depending on who you're hanging out with.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Um. So yeah. So although you say like some of that was more past you, and there's not really struggles you have with now, I feel like although Gangle is still pretty high on here, other than the
Mhm.
reason we talked about before, I think even like the artistic struggles and and that part of it, I still feel like if you were put back into those kinds of situations, you would I think you'd cope with it better, but you would still feel what you felt. Like that hasn't changed. Like you're still, that's still a part of you. It's just not as you're thankfully like in a better place now.
I mean, I've worked like in professional settings, like with like that creative angle, you know, like, and I had that creative freedom, and I feel like me now, like I feel pretty good, like art wise, you know, like, and I think maybe that's why like I have a bit more like, or a little bit of Kane there too, because it's like Kane like Kane and Gangle are both creatives, right? It's just the way that they go about it is one's very different than the other
Well, hey,
one.
it's 35%, not 0.
Yeah, and you know, it's like I think that Gangle, like, I was very lucky though, right? Like I knew people, like I was able to get what I did like done because I knew people, and I was in the right place at the right time. But a lot of artists can't get that, you know? And like I totally like I could totally I think younger me, felt like it was impossible, but like, you know, with the way I am now and like the experiences I've had, I'm like, yeah, you know, like I'm more confident in that angle of me too. Like I'm okay with where I'm at, like art wise. I'm always trying to improve art wise, but like I mean like in terms of like with how I share it and things like that. Besides the whatever freaky shit Gangle's drawing that Jax always makes fun of, like totally girl, like share with the class. Like I want to see, but whatever.
Yeah, I'd pay to see that. So I think similar, just out of thought, similar to how you've said that Jax is like Sinflower is. I need to say these things, say full names so people know what I'm talking about. Links in the description. I'm gonna link everybody I've mentioned. They're goats.
Slay.
So yeah, how you've mentioned how Sin is like Jax if she wasn't a piece of shit. I feel like you also embody what Gangle. Honestly, probably we do see it quite a bit at the end too, in like the montage and stuff. Like a more fulfilled, self-actualized Gangle, like a more evolved Gangle.
Yeah. Her not at her low point. Yeah.
Yeah. Like a Gangle that's thriving.
I love good on her. What a queen.
Yeah. No, good on you. I mean, if you put it in that perspective, like you think of where you were and how far you've come.
Yeah, like where'd you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Yeah, Cotton Eye Poe.
Oh my god, I did patent that now.
Me? That's your name.
You know, you're my lawyer now. Go patent it.
This is my lawyer. We're so cooked.
Yeah, no, like Gangle is the kind of character that just needs that opportunity, like that kind of space, you know, and like I think a lot of artists wouldn't feel as like discouraged as they do if they had that space, but like, you know, the way reality is and the way like work and like the way life is, you know, it doesn't like really cherish creativity a lot of the time. But you know, as soon as like Kane isn't like hurting all of them, and as soon as like, you know, I mean, it's unfortunate, but I guess like as they're taking care of Jax and they're able to kind of find that community, even before Jax abstracted, actually, she was more confident, like, you know, during that whole conversation in episode 8 about the aftermath of like the button press and things like that. Like she was gaining that confidence by hanging out with Zubul.
Yeah,
she was getting that space back, and good for her.
Yeah, no, I just put out a I think it was either my interview with Nad or T1, I can't remember, but I just put out a short from that stream where we talked about how Zubul is someone who and I think I could see this in you as well. Zubul is someone who knows how to make introverts feel comfortable, because Zubul knows what it feels like to be left out. I mean, if you're trans, I mean that just comes with the job description, unfortunately. It's just being left out and discriminated against.
Yeah.
And yeah, Zubul. I don't think I've mentioned this to you before, but I mean, you got high Pomni stats, high Zubul stats. Like I'm talking about like video game like balancing. And you know, hey, the Ragatha again, not 0%. You're the kind of person who can recognize when someone's struggling, and you might not be a Kinger type who's gonna get right into. Well, Kinger, I feel like by nature, we don't really see him do this, but like, I feel like by default, Kinger is the kind of someone who like needs a median to break the ice to talk to people. But I think out of all of them, other than maybe Pomni, Kinger is also capable of skipping the breaking the ice step and just getting down to like, hey, what's wrong? You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dad mode.
you've got high Pomni stats, so I think you're capable of that as well. But because you've got some Ragatha and Gangle in there, I think I want to say by default, this kind of goes against the chart, but I want to say by default, you're the kind of person who is like, you prefer to, and I mean, this is most people to be fair, but you prefer to, and this is just like, I think it's just the way you want to connect with people in general, like meeting people or even just starting a conversation of friends, is you prefer to get into the, you want to find a common interest to break the ice. You need a median to connect with people.
Sure.
You're not, by default, you're, and I guess Pomni's like this too, like she doesn't jump straight into like real talk, but she will do it if she needs to. I think Pomni is someone who's just like, she wants to feel out what someone's comfortable with, and I think you're like that.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, I ask a lot of questions because like I want to know, like how people are feeling about something or their general takes. So then that way I can kind of like, I like meeting people. I like having conversations. It's like it's really funny being an introvert because it's like talking to people drains you like horribly, you know. And like the reason I don't think I'm an ambivert is because like it just drains me that much, right? But like just being able to talk about like a mutual interest is like, well, it gets me going, you know.
Because an ambivert like Simflower, he genuinely enjoys group activities. Like those don't drain him. But he would be an extrovert. However, he doesn't enjoy forced group activities. Extroverts are just like, they're chilling like wherever they are. Generally, I would say. But an ambivert, yeah, must be nice. I can't even fathom what that's like. But it's a thing apparently. There's people like that, psychopaths.
The best of us.
Yeah. Where was I going with that? Something about like,
you know.
Yeah, something. It was on the topic of like you being introverted, I guess. Oh yeah, it's just because, like you said, like you don't. It's the masking aspect of like, I know I need to. There's things I want to accomplish, and if I'm gonna get it done, I need to put on that comedy mask for a bit. But you also recognize that you're also emotionally mature enough to realize like, you can't have that shit on all the time. That's gonna kill you.
Yeah, I will die. I need a break sometimes. It's also interesting because another angle of like hanging out with people, it's more like and maybe you relate to this too, but it's like when you're speaking with people like online, in an online setting, like when I'm streaming and I'm talking with people, I feel great. I'm like, this is awesome. Like this is like, I love this. This is good. This is good. Because there's not like a physical aspect to it, right? Like I could just put on my cozy little pajamas. I can sit at my computer, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna talk to people about Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
This is great. Like it's 10 out of 10.
You're locked. I think because you're locked into like the, I don't want to say intellectual because we do a lot of shit posting. You're locked into the mental part. I should say that you're locked into the mental aspect of socializing, and not so much the physical. Which, yeah, I mean, you being introverted makes sense that part. Like, I think you were saying like, I relate to this. Like, yeah, online, how I am online versus how I am in real life, completely different person.
Yeah.
Now, if it was like exhausting. If it was like you and my other close friends IRL, I might seem more familiar, but to like strangers or even just people that I do know IRL, it takes a lot longer to knock down my walls IRL.
Yeah, no, for sure. Especially because like my idea of like a good time hanging out, besides going bowling, because I love bowling. I don't know. It's just I like bowling. Besides that, it's like oh yeah, let's go hang out at your house and just sit on the couch, and then we're gonna like play like Rock Band.
See
Like,
that's why I fuck with you, because
yeah.
it's like I think about sometimes like if I ever did hang out with any of these people, what would we even like do? Because it's like as much as I love movies, you don't want to go to the movies to unless it's someone like you see frequently. You don't want to go to the movies to hang out with someone who you're like only going to see for a little bit, because then like
Yes.
you're not really interacting with them at the movies unless you're just being obnoxious at the theater. Like
Putting a movie on at home though, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, because you can control the volume, you can pause it, you can do other stuff. No.
Oh yeah. Yep. Oh, okay, let me get the Discordy cuck chair. All right, my bad. All right.
Yeah, me and Colt watching like Over the Hedge or something. We're just I don't know. This is a movie that's written for your mind.
Yes, I ship the raccoon and the turtle. Yeah.
Hey, I mean that's what it's all about.
Yeah, maybe the bear too.
Yeah,
Get a little toxic with it.
Yeah, doomed boy Yuri,
Dude,
I want my wife back, RJ.
Wait, Vincent, I can explain.
I can get you more bitches!
Fuck yo. Doomed boy Yuri.
I was talking to Floppies last night about Witch Hat Atelier, which is what's funny is that the last like hour of that stream completely went off the tracks. Like we weren't even talking about Digital Circus anymore. We were just talking about Witch Hat.
Oh, does he watch it?
Yeah, oh yeah, he saw the anime and he's about to start reading the manga.
Nice. Okay, cool.
And depending on how long it takes for season 2 to come out, I'm probably gonna get into the manga soon too.
Nice.
But I'm hoping to hear about an announcement soonish. But no, yeah, back on Doomed Boy Yuri. I was like, yeah, that's just Kiefer and Ollie.
Yeah. You haven't heard anything about the tree theory yet, have you?
Actually, you're the only one that's brought that up to me.
We're gonna keep it that way.
You've asked me before, like, if I've known anything about that, and the only thing I know is, like, a woman fucked a tree or something. Like, I only know what the anime told me. So, past that...
Okay, we're gonna put a pin in that. We're not gonna talk about it anymore. We're gonna put a pin in that. We will reconvene when you read all the manga.
Yeah, so what I plan on doing soon, a little bit of advertising for my future content. So, like, honestly, the next video that goes out on this channel is probably going to be me doing a rewatch of Witch Hat Atelier.
Nice.
I'm gonna read the manga that the manga chapters of the anime is adapted so far. I've already got a 9-hour compilation video on my channel of all of my initial reactions. So hey, for those that haven't seen that, yeah, there you go. If your mom tells you one more video before bed, hey, there you go, we got you.
One more video before bed.
I don't know how long this next one's gonna be, like the rewatch, like, yeah, it's gonna be however long it needs to be. I'm that kind of motherfucker. Like,
are you making shorts of your reactions too?
I just started doing that. I wasn't at first, but now that it's done, the series is done. I was just like bored, one day, and I just like pumped out a bunch of shorts.
Yeah, no, that's good.
From my reactions, and yeah, they've been doing okay. Not like crazy, but
no, yeah, as long as consistency, right? Like there's this one person. Man, I would have known like 10 minutes ago what his name was, but he's like he's on TikTok and he does like analysis videos where he breaks stuff down, and it's like he does it live. I think he does it live on TikTok or on Twitch.
Is it that guy that's got like the little like sketched out looking PNG?
Yes, yeah, I love him.
Did you see the one where he was talking about like a god's body language?
Yes.
That was a really good. Yeah, that was a really good clip. Like the way he was like, the way he was just like immediate. That was the first scene he saw her. He immediately clocked her. Like he immediately knew what her whole spiel was.
Of course, yeah. No, I love the way he engages with things. Like it's like pure art, right? And I think that would benefit a lot of people if they approached stories like that a little bit more. Like like focusing on it as like, obviously, the story is the story, but it's like there's other angles to things too, like character design and animation and like directing, and if you're reading a manga, like composition, like these things are storytelling too. So it's like, why do you think the artist did that? It's like engage with it like that. And with the Digital Circus, like especially like his videos are a breath of fresh air because that's how he engages with it like all the time. It's very nice, and I think more people would have fun if they did that.
Yeah, not act like it's life or death.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's, I mean, that's the kind of stuff I'm trying to make is, just
Mhm.
media literacy, just trying to, a blend of sharing the personal impacts stories have had on me, but also just studying them
Yes.
for what they are objectively.
Yes.
I think it's important to present both mindsets.
Mm-hmm.
And
And that's
unfortunately,
why I was interested in like doing this too, because like I mentioned, like I have like emotional walls, right? But it's also like when I watch a show, I'm usually like, okay, this is a character with writing, like this is how I like my brain like engages with it. But
yeah.
that doesn't mean I don't cry and I don't feel emotions with it, right? It's just I don't usually talk about like, oh, I relate to this aspect of something. It's like I like
Mhm.
the writing because the artist did this. Like I have like a kind of a different way of approaching things. So it's like this kind of forced me to not do that. Like I mean,
Uh-huh.
we did talk about like the writing, right? But it's like, okay, well, actually, I do relate to Zubul, right? And I
Yeah.
do relate to Pomni, and I do relate to Jax, and I do relate to Gangle. Like the reason I go with Jax is just because I'm sad. I should clarify. Like I'm just sad like every time I think about her. But like yeah,
Mhm.
like you get it.
Oh, I'm glad I could give you that opportunity. Now that makes sense though.
Yeah.
Like I've noticed that like when you go big brain po mode on stream, you're very locked in on like the objective analysis. Oh, sometimes you talk about like your headcanons and stuff, but you do
Yeah.
try to like um convey the importance of like just the media literacy aspect. Like guys, like I'm pretty sure this is what the author was going for. Let's not get too caught up in like our own biases. It can be fun, but it can
Yeah.
also be toxic if it goes too far.
Yeah. No, I think like art's a conversation, and it's also like it exists within a context, so it's like, your feelings on something do matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, it doesn't like when you're analyzing writing, if you say this is bad because it made me feel bad, and then you don't consider the
Mm-hmm.
intention was to make you feel bad, then it's like, well, then the writing is good because it made you feel bad. Like those are the proper like emotions, like
Yeah.
your feelings, and then the writing, and then what the artist's intention is. Like if you could decipher it with the text, like I'm not the kind of person like I don't look up what the writer says outside of the work, right? Like I don't really do that. I have my analysis, and then I use like the story to try and like decipher what the writer is saying, because
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a better way of engaging with things, because sometimes like
Well, because
artists
if
don't.
I wanted the story explained to me, I'd just read like the wiki. Like.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's also like, sometimes like for me, like I've worked in a professional setting, and then like for my own stuff like that I'm working on the side, right? Like I a lot of stuff is not 100% intentional. Like you realize after the fact, like, oh my god, I'm cooking, right? And that's an okay way of writing art. It's like, oh wait, like this makes sense because of this, but it's okay to not have the plan in the
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, you
So
get it.
sometimes writers don't like have everything plotted out. And that's why like, like with Digital Circus, like people try to bring up like things Goose has said outside of it, but it's like everything that I need is in the story, and she didn't have to know like 100% like what she made, right? Like that's fine, but
Yeah,
she cooked, like in my opinion. I think she did a really great job. So I'm like,
yeah.
just change your perspective a
Okay,
little bit.
sometimes storytellers don't realize what they're doing. Like not generally,
Yeah.
but like with like details. Like they might not
Yeah.
realize they like inserted a certain parallel or a theme. Sometimes it's intentional.
Mhm.
I think what's fun is when the author never confirms what was intentional, what was on accident, because then you
Yeah.
get to speculate.
Yeah. And I also like stories that are like, here's this short story that is intended to tell you like this little situation that happened, and it's like it could be messed up, it could be really good, it could be whatever, right? And that's why like I really want to read I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, because it's just a
Yeah,
short
me
little
too.
fucked up story about a robot, and I'm like, cool. And humans. And but like for, like Digital Circus is inspired by that, and I heard it was 9 episodes, and I remember I saw the pilot and I was like, oh, this is going to be so interesting. And then I realized like by episode 3 I was like, this is a more like character focused story. Like this isn't
Yep.
like this like I had theories for the lore and things like that, but like it wasn't that wasn't my priority. It was like I like talking about themes and intention more than like lore. Like I don't really care about lore at
Same.
the end of the day.
She
Yeah.
gets it, chat.
Like yeah, no, and like and again, like I'm okay with stuff not answering every single question. Like, I think that's fun. That's awesome. Like, I watched Gravity Falls for the first time, like, last year, and I was like, this is so fucking good. And, like, not all of my questions were answered, but I was like, that's so awesome that not all my questions were answered. I get to, like, speculate.
It gives space for your imagination, and what is art if not a catalyst to invoke our imagination? Like, what's the point if we don't give space for the viewer, the reader's imagination? Like,
yeah. And like I think like you know, I sound like giddy because I'm like, oh my god, I love art, right? But like, you know, like for the like to go a little bit back to like the Gangle masking thing, it's like on an emotional level, like that's what resonates with me about stories. Like that's when I can like kind of drop that mask, is when I could get to be like really into like, okay, like let's figure out what the author's intentions were, you know, and like let's figure out like what these things mean. Like, you know, for Sonic, like all the time, like people will be like, oh well, for example, like Amy just has bad eyesight, so she's just confusing all these hedgehogs together. And then I'm like, well, I think it's more like she can sense when someone is like Sonic. Like this is what this is representing. Like she is inspired by Sonic, so then the people that she mistakes for him, which once was him, like she realizes like, oh, that is him. So that's why like she saw in Shadow something that was like Sonic. She saw in Silver something that was like Sonic, and these are antagonists. So anytime like Amy does that, at least in the past, like I'm sure in the future they're probably gonna like, you know, lean into the bad eyesight joke. But like, you know, in the past, like that's how I would interpret that. I think it's more like thematically interesting and more like relevant to her character to like interpret it in like a serious way. And like that's fun. I like to do that. I like to do that kind of thing. Art lets me unmask a little bit, I guess.
Damn.
You have to replace this Jack picture, like the one from the original thing. 100%. I keep looking at it. It's scaring me. Anyway, sorry.
100%. That's going away. The viewers won't know.
Looking at me this whole time.
We're doing AI erasure.
It's thank God. Sorry, Kane.
I've never. God, you could like. You could spend years making like just from the few theories I've heard from you. I'm sure you've got like a whole reservoir. Like you could spend years just like writing essays on Sonic and like that parallel you just made of Amy, and that was so genius. I never thought about that.
No, thank you. I don't know, like it's funny, like I haven't really thought about Sonic like that until like I think like 3 years ago. Like I've played Sonic my whole life. Like I mean, when I was a teenager, I like was like, I hate that blue hedgehog because this game sucked like for a little bit. But then like, I think like 3 years ago, something just like, I went back in, or whenever Prime came out, I think was like I watched it and I was just like, oh wait, I have a bad brain rot right now. This is not good. Then I started like analyzing it more. But yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I'm the same way. I didn't think deeply about most things for most of my life, to be honest. Just because of my environment and conditioning. Just people around me didn't really encourage it, so yeah, Sonic was one of those things in these last few years where I was like, wait, there's like a lot here to unpack. This is like a very thematically, very flawed, but very thematically rich series.
Yes.
And what's frustrating is when a product comes out from said series and it has no sauce.
I love Sonic Forces! I love Sonic Boom!
I mean, Forces at least has Infinite, who became more through case files. Boom. Yeah. Moving on.
I hope we get another Digital Circus. Not like you know, like Digital Circus like
Season 2
by Goose, like nothing like it doesn't have to be that, right? But I would like a little short story that I get to. I'm really excited for Knights of Guinevere.
Yeah,
you know, I have like a mental connection between the Guinevere and Shadow the Hedgehog. I have like a whole thing.
Oh my god. We'll have to get into that at some point.
Yeah.
I did want to ask, who is your favorite Digital Circus character?
How about you guess? There's one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I need to guess first. Thank you.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I did for the other ones. Okay. Okay. So with the past ones, sometimes their favorite characters were ones they had percentages for. Makes sense. Other times there was someone, God, who was it? I believe it was T1. It's T1G. Link in the description. He, I think he had the highest percentages for, yeah, Gangle and Ragatha, and his favorite character was Kinger at 60%, which is like, you know, not too far away. But again, it's like interesting that his favorite character isn't, you know, higher, like isn't like his highest one. But then I realized, I don't remember if I already told you this, but then I realized T1 looks up to Kinger. Although he might not be the most alike Kinger, there's a lot in Kinger that T1 wishes he had more of in his own personality. So on that note, I'm gonna make a wild guess here and say that because of your masking, because of, you know, the whole introvert masking thing, I want to say possibly that I'm not 100% confident in this, but I think it'd be fun to get to go in this direction. I want to guess that maybe because of his more the way he's just comfortable in being creative in a more boisterous way without masking. I think your favorite's Kane.
Kane's like my third favorite. Yeah.
Do you
but
at least agree
I
that?
like the way. Yeah, no, I like what you said there. I do like that about him.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm also like, you know, I'm robot, right? Like I really like AI stories and things like that. So he was gonna be up there, like for sure. But do you want me to just tell you, like I would say he's like tied with Pomni, by the way.
Tied with Pomni at 3. Okay, that is interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Zubul then.
No.
Okay, Zubul's second, Gangle's first.
No.
Oh, all right. Well, I've run out of guesses then. At this point,
You're totally fine. You're totally fine. My favorite is Jax, and then the second favorite is Gangle, and then my third is Pomni and Kane. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
I think Kinger is my least favorite. But I still like him. I think he's good. I think he's good.
Well, you can't go wrong with any of them.
Yeah. The thing with Jax is just like, again, like I like writing and themes and things like that, and I feel like because Jax, like earlier I said, like she's the antithesis of one of the main themes. So I think everything about her works in service of like what they were trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
I find her really like fascinating.
See, that's a very like that's a very writer mindset to have on, hey, she's my favorite character not because I like her personally, like as a person, but I hella respect what she means to the story.
Yes, and I like every character, like Zubul, not every character, but like Zubul, Gangle, and Ragatha are foils of Jax, right? And it's like all of their personalities work in service of making this character like in the emotional impact that comes from being like a repressed trans woman in this environment is like just very interesting, and it was so like it felt really well thought out to me. You know, like I just think Jax is like she's just a really tragic character too. Like I feel really bad for her. Have you ever seen the movie I Saw the TV Glow?
No.
I would like to recommend that you watch it. It is like, it's not like, I have some issues with like the way like some of the directing is, but it is relevant to I would say the way that Jax was written, and it's relevant. Like I like anyone should watch it like in this time if like you want to like have more repression stories. I don't want to say too much what it's about, but it's very like has to do with art, has to do with identity, has to do with like things like that. And the thing I liked about that story, I think, is present in this one too. It's like, yeah, Jax is a cool character. I like her. But yeah, she's a bad person, but that is the point. So I'm like, whatever.
Yeah,
she's cool.
I'll add that to the list.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Have you ever heard of it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I'm so surprised.
I don't think so.
A lot of people, like when the finale of Digital Circus came out, they were like, everyone should watch this movie. And it's
Well,
like, yes, it's
I'm not a
good.
deep like fandom browser type person. I like to
Honestly,
keep to
you're better
myself.
off that way.
Oh, I know I
You're
am.
better off that way. Yeah, you're better
I've
off
got my
that way.
circle. I like my little friend circle. It's good enough for me.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Most of what I hear about the wider fandom of anything, it comes from you guys.
Yeah, no, it just shows up on my feeds sometimes, and I'm just like shaking my head because it's like for Jax's character, for example, like a lot of it is just like she's mean and has internalized misogyny and transphobia, and it's like, yeah, because she's repressed. It's like that's intentional to what they were trying to accomplish, you know. So
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, this isn't really an interesting conversation to have, in my opinion. I don't know, but
No, yeah, it's
like,
just it needs. I think it needs to be addressed. Like, hey, y'all, like you got like, it's not just a matter of like, you guys are stupid. This is like,
no,
it's
yeah,
we want to have the attitude of like, um, I think you guys. It's like you said earlier. You guys would have more fun if you engaged with the story, with just stories in general, with a more open mindset, as opposed to
yeah,
a
like,
biased one.
yeah, cause like that's the thing, right? It's like a lot of these different takes of Digital Circus, I think, are coming from like, oh, well, this doesn't make sense, right? But then it's like, it doesn't make sense because the angle that you're approaching it at doesn't make sense. So when you are told, like, here's this other angle to consider, if that angle makes more sense to like engage with the story, then like I don't know like why you're like people are so like set on their perspective. Like, it's okay to be wrong. Like I have wrong takes all the time. Like, that's fine, right? It's like, it's whatever. But
That's just like the journalist mindset is. I have like they think they have a very narrow view of storytelling, and
yes,
if it doesn't fall into their very narrow view, it's like, oh, it's just shit. It doesn't make any sense.
yeah, like a lot of people aren't like writers, so I understand like they're
Well,
engaging
and
with it from a purely like audience view.
well, and a lot of people, a lot of people like it is that is the thing of it is just like a lot of people when they consume media is they don't want to engage their brains. They want to turn their brain off because they're tired from like work or school.
That's true.
But what I want to encourage with my platform is, although it might seem harder at first, is to engage with stuff a little more often. You don't need to like write video essays like I do or anything, but just to engage your brain a little more. Try to think a little more creatively, even if you don't create yourself, which I also encourage. But take a little more time out of your day to just like engage with the stuff that you consume more, and try to get outside of your own head with it, and try not to think like try not to consume media in a mindset of this thing. I need this thing to keep me like emotionally fueled, to distract me from like the woes of my life. Engage with the art and try to glean things from the art that can help you become stronger with your life and to deal and cope with the things that you deal with on a daily basis. Because that's what art is. It's literally trying to do. Art makes you uncomfortable sometimes because it's trying to tell you something.
Yes,
and
exactly.
It's going to mean something different to everybody. Like one theme is going to mean something different to you compared to like somebody else, or sometimes you'll agree with somebody, but like that's what art isn't. It's not always meant. I mean, there is stuff that's meant to just like turn your brain off, but there's a lot of things that you're consuming that you might not realize right now, but you might take a step back and realize like, well, there's a lot going on here, and there's a lot you can learn from it. Not just it's not only is it fun to engage with art, although it might be a little exhausting. Sometimes it's worth it to kind of like step out of your comfort zone to engage with something more, because it's gonna make although like the suffering in your life might not go away, it's gonna help you find the tools to deal with the suffering more. Like that's what art is all about.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I would also recommend like for people, because like I don't know if you've noticed, but it's like every time that there's a queer show, it usually gets discourse like this of like people just kind of honestly, I think the only way I could put it is like there's a lot of people, a very loud group of people that bad faith read queer showrunners more often than they do the non-queer showrunners. So I would recommend that people in general should probably try to read more queer art instead of like mainstream stuff. Like I'm a shipper, you know, like I ship things. Like I will watch something and it doesn't matter. Like I'm like, oh yeah, I ship these two ladies or these two guys, even if like the show is not written by queer people. It's there's not really a lot of subtext, right? I just do that. But like read actual queer media, like watch queer movies, watch queer shows, because I think like the conversation, like I feel like engaging with things like that more often will like help people understand the types of issues that queer people like to depict in their art. And that's why like I brought up like I saw the TV Glow. Like I think that this is another repression story that more people should know about. It's very important, especially for like non-trans people. Like you could relate to like not relate, but like you can understand more like what this experience can do to someone, right? And not everyone's gonna act all squeaky clean in that situation like that the same way that Jax was, right? And it's just very interesting. So
embrace ugliness.
Yeah, and then like engage with art and like what that says, and remember that like depiction is not endorsement of actions.
I know y'all have all seen K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh yeah.
Some of y'all might have picked up on the theme of being vulnerable with your ugliness. That's what Poe's talking about right now. It's accepting people for their ugly parts and accepting that not everyone is squeaky clean. Like,
Yeah.
I think that movie is trying to say something about that industry in real life. Trying to accept more the imperfections of people, and no, that's a really good take.
Like read more queer art, talk to queer people.
Yeah.
Like
and as a disabled person, I know the importance of, because this is why Tarda's story in Witch Hat Atelier touched me so much. He's my favorite character. I love him. The reason his story touched me so much is because I know what it's like as a disabled person to feel like nobody sees me. I already felt like that before I became disabled, just for my personality. But now it's even worse. So to see, which I had to tell you, spoilers by the way for episode 10, to see Coco go out of her way, because Coco's a witch, Tarda's technically not a witch. Tarda feels discriminated against witches because witches in that world don't normally, there isn't usually a, there's no, how did Kifri put it? Like they don't usually like go out of their way to help disabled people. Like there's people like that aren't usually like given the extra hand that they need. But Coco is a witch, and Coco, other than like Tarda's grandfather, Coco's the only witch who has like gone out of her way to help Tarda on that scale. For Tarda, I mean, that episode made me cry. I think I've told you before.
Yes,
I might cry.
I understand.
I might cry right now thinking about it. Coco enabled Tarda to engage with magic for the very first time in his life. She gave him a way to use magic, which he was always convinced that he could never use because of his disability. And to me, that's a hugely important theme, because as a disabled person, people don't often perceive me and go like, hey, like, do you need some help? Like that just like very rarely happens for me. I feel like I have to constantly like try to keep up with everybody else despite my condition, and it blows. So to see, even if it's just in fiction, to see someone reach out to someone like Tarda, who I relate to, it's beautiful, and it highlights the importance of it's like you said, like engaging with queer art and stuff like that. It'll help people who aren't in those kinds of situations. It'll help you become more empathetic, which is something that this world is lacking a lot in right now, is empathy with other people. Because it's like, I get it, like we're all struggling in our own ways. We're all like, we feel like we don't have any energy to spare with anybody, but I'm telling you, if you just take that little bit of extra effort to help somebody out, you're going to realize that together we can get through all this suffering that we're going through, much more capably together.
Yeah, and that's one of the main themes of the digital circus right there. So it's like, and that's the power of art, like you said. It's like it gives you an insight onto lives and perspectives that you will never have to have, right? Like especially for like marginalized communities. So yeah, no, like read more stuff, especially because it's like, like for digital circus, like I don't know like the life of the one who wrote Witch Hat, right? But she seems dope. But like, for digital circus, like this is a trans woman, like finally, like as the head writer of a show, like with a lot of creative control. And that doesn't mean you have to like everything about the show, like no, like you don't have to do that, right? But it's like at the very least, consider.
So I've been saying that about like the Star Wars prequels lately, is you don't have to like them. A lot of people don't like them. However, you can't, because what people are doing with digital circus right now too, you can't just lambast it and say it's the worst thing ever, because these stories are incredibly important cultural touchstones. You don't have to like them, and you don't even have to engage with it. You don't have to, like, if you don't like them, you just leave them be. But like, don't try to ruin the fun of people who do enjoy them. Like, accept that people see something in these stories, and because there is something to see in these stories are incredibly thematically rich, and they mean a lot to a lot of people. So try to be understanding of that, and who knows, maybe like if you think of these things in a different way, maybe you'll learn to love them too. And maybe you'll be like, you know what, I do want to engage with this thing. Because that's how I was with like, because I kind of got brainwashed by like fucking YouTube reviewers with like the Star Wars prequels, like the shit movies, too much CGI, wooden acting. But I've read into it more recently, and I'm like, no, these movies are like genius. It's like, did some stuff, did some of the stuff not age very well? Yeah, but I would argue, because a lot of people say like, oh, it's great ideas, poor execution. I think the execution with the prequels is great, personally. That's a whole other I'm not going to get into Star Wars right now, because that'd be a 3-hour video in itself. But
no, of course.
Yeah, it's just...
When's that video dropping?
Oh, who knows? Among the other projects I've got going on. Yeah, but I again, just want to come back to like, just encourage, just... if you don't want to engage with a piece of art, at least try to recognize it, try to recognize it for what it is. Again, you don't, like Poe said, you don't have to like it, but you at least try to faith. Yeah. Criticize it in good faith. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Hate whatever you want, but as long as you're being like reasonable and you're trying to like engage with like what the intention of the story is, instead of like trying to disparage.
And if you're not willing, and that's the thing too, is like, if you're not willing to put in the mental effort to talk about something in good faith, then don't talk about it. If it makes you that miserable, then don't talk about it. Go do something that makes you happy.
Yeah, that's why I don't talk about Donnie Darko, because I hate that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm probably gonna get like death threats for that one, but anyway, edit that out.
I don't have a horse in that race.
Edit that one out.
I think that's I don't know if there's anything you wanted to get into. I'm more than willing to let you have the floor, but I think we're good.
I think sorry if it didn't get like too like into the emotional part of it, because again, like I am like that, but
I
do like this show. I do like talking about it.
That's the thing, is like, I'm the kind of person who I encourage vulnerability and openness. I encourage all the stuff you hear me talk about, but I'm never going to force it. I'm the kind of person who it's like, I want to be just like just someone who's like a presence of like, hey, you're welcome to come like do what I'm doing, but like you don't have to. Come join us come join me at your own pace. Come engage with what I'm engaging with at your own pace. But you're always free to hop on this train.
Yeah, of course.
Just like sincerity and
I would like for you to cry on camera for content. Thank you.
Yeah. I'll get you next
Where
time.
are my tears? Yeah, where are my tears, bro? I need money. I need that content money. You know, I've only cried. Yeah, no, we can end it there, by the way. But like, I've only ever cried like one time on stream from a game.
Oh, nice.
Thinking about it, yeah. No, it was a Space for the Unbound was the game, and it was like it was about a story about grief, and then like in the last chapter there was like multiple characters that had like a pet that was there that was no longer alive. So I was like, oh, like I was like, this isn't good. Like I was fucking crying on camera, bro.
Yeah, the pet thing gets to me. I'll tell you that in a second. I'll tell you that in a second, but I do want to go ahead and wrap up the video.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, yeah, thank you for coming on and engaging with me on this. This I knew we'd get into this kind of conversation at some point. I just needed to like pin you down. I don't know. Sounds a little sus. You know what I mean, though.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm getting out of the cuck chair on this one. Holy shit, let's go.
You know what I mean, though. I just need to steal you away for a bit.
Oh my god, the cuck chair. My poor cuck chair.
That wasn't any better.
No, it's okay.
No, but chat viewers, whatever you call YouTube viewers, go follow Poe if you want to hear more of more of what you viewed today. Cool creator. I'll be linking your Twitch, and I know you don't post like videos right now, but I know you want to at some point.
Yeah. One day.
So I'll link all that lovely stuff. So yeah, and of course subscribe to me as well if you want to see more. If you want to engage with media with me, on the level that we did today.
Do it.
That's what I like to do, and I want to grow this community so we can, so we can impact more people with cool stuff.
Yeah, so we can get that Star Wars video.
Yeah, so we can get that.
You're gonna make a lot of people mad. Like I don't know. I haven't seen Star Wars, but people get mad.
Well, jokes aside, by the way, bye YouTube. See you next time.
Oh, sorry. You already ended it. My bad.
No.